View on watch page. Bum, bum, bum. Should be live any second now, I think. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Skip. There we go. Alright, so we're live. Woo! Make sure volume's there. Okay, whatever. Okay, so video and sound looking good. Okay, cool. This is a very tough project, and I'll tell you why. When you have very simple, it's not so much simple. It's how you're going to do it. Hey, Big Bang, how are you? It's pretty much. Let me just move this over here. These miniatures are good for the game, okay? Because this game isn't about the miniatures, okay? It's a game that includes miniatures, so you don't get the greatest quality of miniatures, okay? So, these aren't, the most detailed miniatures. They're perfect for this game. And they're good miniatures, but you've got to pull a lot out of them to get a lot out of them. And I don't know if you want to go to that point on a game that really isn't about miniatures. It's about the story that it tells and all the things that go with it. So, one of the things that I'm struggling with here is some of the miniatures, because you're trying to pull detail out that that's not really there. So there you go. That's what we're going to try to do today. And sometimes that makes it for the most difficult. It's sometimes harder to do something to add detail than it is to have something that's so detailed and not pull it out. It's a weird thing. Just go with me. So right now I'm trying to get all the bad guys, and there's like 66 miniatures in here, and there's nothing complicated here. We can look on the box here. Hold on. Let me go to another shot here. Okay, there we go. And one of the guys here is this dude here, and you get 12 of this guy. And that's Guy Fieri, but, what are you going to do? Nothing's perfect. Great game. Nothing's perfect. This dude here, we can mess around with. Of course, the dogs are going to bark now. And, a lot of dark colors. So, I'm definitely trying to do here is, I spray painted black, but sometimes that makes it harder when you prime in black to try to cut a corner. Sometimes that makes the rest of it a little harder, and I'll show you what I mean, and you could decide what you want to do from that point on. Take like this guy here, okay? We've got to get that flesh tone, okay? Now you got to paint flesh over black, which isn't the easiest thing to do. So I've got a little bit of water over here, and I'm going to take a little bit of this flesh tone, and I'm going to just mix it in with my water. I got a little area here that you guys can't see. Actually, maybe you can see it on the overhead cam. I'm not too sure. No, of course not. But I got my water off to the side here. So forgive me if I'm just mixing a little bit of paint here off to the side. And we're just going to go to our side view. There we go. And then I can't find a whatchamacallit, a brush that I feel like using. It's just not one of those good days. But I guarantee you that tomorrow is going to be a lot better. And Wednesday is going to be a monumental day. So the way this guy looks, he's walking around with a gun, and he's all angry and stuff. I don't know why this guy is so angry, and we got to walk around with a gun. Hold on here. Let me just move this over here so I can come over here. Okay, there we go. Because the one thing I don't want to do is working on the new angles, and that's not always the easiest thing. We've got the overhead angle and things like this. So all we're doing is just working our flesh into the arms here. And this sometimes is not easy because it's going to bleed through a bit. So was there an easier way to do it? Would the contrast paints have made a difference? No. This would have been work no matter how you do it. So you got 12 of these guys, and you really got to really work and don't worry about hitting. And maybe I should go overhead. Let me see if overhead helps a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. One of the things, don't worry about hitting his shirt here, because you're going to be painting this shirt. The real thing in here is you want to get all that flesh, but you don't want to hit that helmet of his. I got to pull down my little visor here. And what we're going to do is we're going to just work that flesh in there. I'm not worried about hitting around here. We're going to worry about that later. And you can see, with 12 of these guys, where it's going to drive you a little bit crazy. Now he has a black hoodie thing or whatever. When we were kids, we used to call them like ski hats. But now I guess it's a fashion sense thing or something. I don't know. I'm old. I'm outdated. What can I tell you? Okay, so there we got that over there, and then we want to get the other side of his arm here, and I'll show you what we're doing here. Okay, add a little water wouldn't help, huh? Little dab will do you. Alright, and that helps it flow a little bit better. And I'll be honest with you too. Another thing I'm struggling with is the primer I used. I used, believe it or not, a Citadel primer, and it just doesn't feel right. It's a black, Chaos Black, that I used, and I had half a can left over, and I said, let me use this up. Who cares? Just get it out of there. And I'm just going to pull this a little closer so I can see. Well, I hear thunder, so that's why I'm trying to get this in here. Always this time of day. But tomorrow you're going to see something that's really going to be amazing, and I'm really going to try to do it, and I'm going to try to do it by hand. So what we want to do there is exactly what we've got there. All right, and just while we have our flesh out, we're just going to put that guy over there. This girl, now she's all in black, and but we're gonna, her hair is a mixture. I wish I had a picture of her, but I couldn't find it, for crying out loud. And I opened up all the cards so I can try to get an idea of. Oh, Gabby, I swear to God, go. Dog just comes in here knocking stuff over as usual. This is a typical stream. I'm gonna check. I see that somebody's trying to say something, but I'm gonna hold on for a second because I just really want to get this in here. So she's got this little half shirt, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kind of just work it into there. Okay, and over here, and yeah, so you got to be very careful, especially since she has a black blouse, that you don't want to get, when you're getting under the arm here and her shiv or whatever the heck she's got here. Let me see what Helen has to say that's so urgent. A bunch of us have been having problems with Citadel primers. We were talking about it a few days ago on Discord. Oh, okay, so I'm not alone. Hello, Godzilla lover. How are you? Jedi Jeff. Steve, how you doing? Never thought you'd be wearing a neon blue blazer and a t-shirt while you were painting. A neon blue blazer? Okay, he's losing his mind. Big Bang, we said hi to him. Okay, cool. All right, let's get back to work here. All right, I try not to ignore anybody. All right, but we've got at least 4 days. We've got 6 to 4 days of painting straight that we're going to be doing. We're going to be. I'm trying to get some of these games so I can get them on the table and show you. But you know, if I don't paint it, then all of a sudden I hear, "Oh, you can't paint it," and then it becomes this whole thing that, where's all the painted minis? That's the problem if you paint on your channel. So for all you people in the future, if you want to see, that's, oh my God, this primer is killing me. So you know the struggle is real here, and we're gonna power through it, because that's what we do. And I'm going to show you how to take a bad situation and make it worse. And then you can learn from me on how not to do things. Now I'm going to paint her hair, but I'm not too worried about getting flesh on her hair, because she's like a dirty blonde. She's got like brown hair, so going over that is not going to be a big deal. But she carries this black jacket, and she's got to wear black pants, and I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Man, it's pouring out, so I hope I don't lose anybody. Alright, okay. Always turn your miniature around, because you're going to find that you're going to miss spots like I just missed over there. And up over here. Okay, there we go. Alright, well, it looks like garbage, but that's okay. Don't worry about it. We got things under control here. The other guy that we had to do was my man there. Alright. You hear that? Wow. I know it's that time of the year. It's that time of the year. It's just, I just want to tighten this up here a little bit. There we go. Alright. We're not going to just waste a lot of time on these guys. Alright. So, I probably should... Nah, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. Now, where's that girl? Okay, here's that girl from the cover of the whole thing. Maybe let's do her flesh, because we're gonna get her done real quick. Because again, it's all wearing black blazers and stuff like that. I don't know what it is. You go out in daylight and you think, geez, wow, is that raining here? We need it. I guess Rob isn't a Miami Vice fan. I thought he'd catch the... No, I never watched one of those. I didn't like Don Johnson. Was not my guy. Was not my guy. I was more a... I was going to go out on a Friday night. I didn't stay home. I didn't stay home watching TV. I was of the age that, okay, it's Friday night. Let's go out. Let's get the boys in the... We used to call it the Bluesmobile. And it was what year Dodge Dart was it? It was a Dodge Dart, okay? It was a green Dodge Dart with a slant 6. I remember that. Because it was one of the first cars I had. I had a 67 Mustang, which I'm not a car guy. I can care less about cars. But I had this Dodge Dart. And, of course, nobody wanted to go hanging out in a Dodge Dart. But everybody would pay money to go into this Dodge Dart every weekend. And why is that? Well, I'm going to tell you a story on what happened. So, I had a couple of friends in... I was a jock. So, I never did anything really too bad or anything like that. Except for... you should use some neon paint for those jackets. It's not what's on the cover there, bro. Of course, you can. remember, you paint things the way you want to paint them, and that's the beauty of painting, because you color the world the way you see it. Don't mind the rain in the background. We're just having a really bad storm. I should be alright. We shouldn't lose power, but if we do, hey, we'll continue this tomorrow, because we have an extra day. But I've got to do something. I've got to gear up for Wednesday. Wednesday's a very big day. And you'll see what I'm talking about, because in the morning there'll be a video, because this thing I'm priming, and how it's all going to fit together. Don't forget, if you don't have, is it Twitch? You should get it, or be able to follow on Board Game TV, Board Game Geek TV. Oh no, it won't be on Board Game Geek TV. If you go to the Board Game Geek, I believe that we're going to satellite it in. Every Wednesday we're going to be doing live on Twitch, painting episode. Now, I know what you're saying, but Rob, what if I don't have it? Don't worry. The first hour or so will be on here on YouTube. And I will be doing on my channel the beginning of it, and then if you want to catch the end, that's fine, and I'll try to tape and have a follow-up, but I'm pretty sure that Aldi is going to put it up on Board Game Geek TV also. So we're going to be every week trying to finish something. Alright, see? She looks pretty good there. Now we're just going to take care of that vest of hers. But we'll wait. We'll wait. Who else do we want to drill here? Well, we got him out. Well, this dude, he's crazy. This guy is supposed to be the guy from Lethal Weapon, pretty much. So, there you go. Let me turn that there. Okay, there we go. And there you go. So, anyways, let's keep going. So, anyways, I had this Dodge Dart. And I had some friends in high school that worked in a body shop or auto shop or whatever they called it, wherever they did the mechanical things there. Okay, you know, building cars and stuff like that. So one of the big things is that nobody wanted to hang out in a Dodge Dart. Okay, and yeah, you know, nobody wanted to hang out with me, period. So I had a few friends and things like that. But what we did is we wanted to soup up the Dodge Dart a little bit. So what we did is I turned the Dodge Dart into a driving bar. Now back then, don't forgive me. Okay, don't do this now. Okay, but you were able to, you know, hang out with your friends, go have a couple of drinks. You know, nobody was going to bother you. All right, and we would take the Dodge Dart up to the hill. There was a hill, and there was, you know, a couple of little areas that we would hang out and have some beers or whatever. Well, what we did, we came up with this idea, is it was always such a pain in the neck to get a keg, because you have to go someplace and this, that, and the other. How about if we took out my trunk and we put like a huge foam thing so you could put ice with a plug underneath, and they dragged underneath. So here's the trunk. You open up the trunk, the keg would fit right in like this way, and we drilled a hole through the back seat. Okay, I've got to come here. We drilled a hole through the back seat, and the cord, the pump would be in the back seat, in the back, and they would pump it, but the thing would go in through in between the two seats, and you could sit in front and pour beers. And then they hold out the whole front, so when you pulled it down, lights were there, and there was like a room for like little bottles, so you had like a little bar. So we would take the Dodge Dart up to the hill. We'd go buy a $25 quarter keg, fill it all in ice, because it would all, when it melted, you just pulled the plug underneath and it would all come through the bottom, and clean it out. And we would charge $2 a beer, okay? And I think we would make like $140 on what was it? I think it was $25 to $30. So we would just sit there and just pour beers to people, and they would just give us money, and we'd walk around with a few $100 and then go to the arcade and play arcade games on Saturday. It was quite the money making scheme. But of course, there was some beer left over, and we would have a few beers in our travels. But the thing was ingenious. When I sold the car was probably worth about $400. But when we showed the person, when I said that I was going to sell the car, I got $1,500 for the car. It had 80,000 miles on it. It was a Dodge Kegerator, and it was the coolest thing. Had a whole stereo system in it. It was a walking party. To be 18 again, huh? There you go. There you go. So funny. It was always so funny. Oh, let me go to the other angle here. Now, this isn't going to be the best of paint sessions. This is more or less this one here today. I'm just trying out some different camera angles and things, seeing how things work. And these are not top at all. I feel bad saying that, but I mean, they're nice models, and they're good for what they need to do. I'm gonna come down here a little bit. Take a little bit of this paint because it's starting to annoy me a little bit. But it's not, we're not painting Games Workshop miniatures, okay? What we're trying to do is just, bring a little color to a really, really great board game. And that's what we're going to do. Let me put down my helmet here so I can see. Boy, my eyes have been real bad today. Alright, so we're going to leave that like that, and we're going to come back to these guys. Alright, so let me clear off this brush. Now, one of the big problems that we have here is that with some of these guys, that we've actually got to touch up some of the black, and I'll show you on some of these guys. We've got this guy here, all right, our gangster guy, and I just decided to paint white over there because it's easier to paint the tie on instead of leaving the tie on. So we're going to take a little bit of a bat in black, and we're going to paint our tie on. We're going to tighten things up a little bit on the old boy here, and I'm just going to get this to where we want it. Alright, so I'm just going to show you. All I did was, again, prime it black. It's a Kessel of flesh over here. Alright, nothing too complicated. Nothing too complicated here. Hear that thunder? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Boy, I don't know what the heck is going on here with these paints, with this primer, but I'm really struggling. So one of the things that we can do here is I want to tighten. First of all, this brush is horrible. Boy, I just cannot get comfortable today. You just have those days, when you don't paint for a while, that, you just don't feel comfort. And, by day 3, don't worry, I'll be fine. I've been painting so much Batman that, when you come and do something intricate like this, you just... I'm going to tighten that in there a little bit. There we go. We're going to come... And look, I got this ridiculous hair there. Oh, God. Alright, so we're going to come in with our tie. And we paint our tie in there. And this brush sucks too. So now I'm going to start getting angry. See, everybody gets a little frustrated. It's alright. It's okay. It's part of the game, folks. Part of the game. Sometimes you just have days that just nothing goes right. And that's what I'm having right now. And it's alright. Because you're going to have those days. It's how you work through them. It's how you power through them. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to tighten that up right in there. I'm going to tighten that little black up. There we go. All right, a little bit better. But we're gonna change his hair too. So we're gonna do another one while we're at it. And we just want to get in there. We want to get that knot in there. And then we want to come down. And we want to bring that tie right in. That's all we want to do. It's a very critical part. I mean, it's a big time gangster. We want to make sure his tie looks perfect. There we go. And that's, pretty just simple. Bink, 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 bink. But we're gonna add a little something to that. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do here. First thing that we want to do is, first of all, the guy on the side of the box is gray haired, so we definitely want to add some gray hair into our boy there. All right, and of course, I grab a gray that's just about empty. Isn't that just typical? Yes. So just give me a second. I'm going to throw that one out. I bought a whole bunch of paints too. Oh boy. Just give me a second here. And it's alright. This will work. And all I want to do is I want to take a little bit of the gray and I want to take it off my brush. So I'm going to use that awful brush that I just had, and I want to take that off because I don't want to overdo his hair too much. So all I want to do is I want to kind of go over it a little bit and just, whoops, how about if I get my hand out of the way? That'd be a benefit. Alright, come over here, grab a little, and all we want to do is we want to come down and just graze that ever so lightly, so he has a nice, he has that little gray pompadour that he's working there. I forgot how my wife calls it. She goes, "Oh, we gotta cut your hair and make you look." No, you can't. You can't fix that. Alright, let's get a little bit more here. You want to keep the black underneath, so you don't want to take it all away. And again, you know, I'm probably overdoing it a little bit with these, but I just think it'd just help these a little bit, and that's all I'm trying to do. All right, let's do it again. Let's do it again. So you want to come over the top here, and you want to leave a little bit of that black in there. See how I try to leave a little bit of that streak, because nobody's truly gray, unlike me. There's very few people that are all the way gray. Especially if you're a mob boss. I mean, you're very vain. You're, making sure that your hair is absolutely perfect. There we go. Alright, so that's kind of how you're going to do that guy. And then the way to kind of finish him off a little bit, I would take a Urshan gray, which is nice and dark, and I'm going to do two things with this gray. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. First of all, what we want to do is, like with this guy, boy, I am such a mess today. It's just one of those days. Hey, tomorrow's show will be a little bit better. And all I want to do is come around the top here, give it like a street look. I don't even have to go all the way down You know, cover it. Well, I could do that. And that's all we want to do. Why don't we go up top and see that? Top down. There we go. And all I'm doing is just painting that around. Painting that around. And I think a good gray base would be perfect because they have the little poppy things that you pop stuff into. So with these type of guys, that's what you want to do. Next thing I want to do is I want to take a little bit of this, and all I want to do is I want to take all of it, as much of it off as I can. Alright? Because I kind of want to bring a little bit more depth to them. You know, because of the black, I don't want to, just a little, it's just a little hint there. You see what we're doing here? And I think you'll see it better once I show you the side view of it. Just taking that little bit there and going over the main part of the body there. I'll show you again. Let's change angles again. Whoop. All right. You see what you got? You got just a little bit of shadow that you can add in there. See how the creases of his pants now kind of just sit up a little bit? Still a black suit with a black tie. But just a little hint there, and that's going to bring just a little more depth. It's a very simple figure, that's all you're doing. Is this for a wedding cake? No. If it was, it looked like me though, right? I ain't getting married, bro. Let's see. Time to Mac and row some brushes across the room. Yeah, you never know. You never know with me. Mark Livergood, how are you? Uwe, how you doing? What size is the brush you're using for these minis? I am using a 3.0. What is the best way to highlight the edges on a miniature or a model? Pretty much what I just did sometimes. Sometimes you could just take a little bit, and I'm going to show you from this angle. You can take this brush, and I've just got this big old brush here. Alright. And we'll paint the base later, because I've already... And I'm going to take as much of this off as I possibly can. Alright. And then all I want to do is very lightly just try to hit the high points. And he's got nice creases in his pants. You want to be able to bring those out. You know, he's got good crease and detail in his arm here. Let's bring that out. Being careful not to hit the handkerchief that we have for him. Alright, and it's just a little subtle things. See, just a little touch there. Like, I don't have a lot on my brush, and I'm just, this is a crappy old brush, and I'm just taking and I'm really rubbing it in there because I don't have a lot of paint on there. And you could see what that does. See what it does? See how it brings, this way it brings a little dimension to it, okay? We're adding a little bit of detail where there was no detail. If we just left this black, okay, you know, it would be, well, nothing's solid like that. You want to add something that just kind of comes up over like that. So there you go. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, Rob, sent you a private message. Thanks. Well, okay, Chad. Why can't you just say what you have to say to everybody? Jeez, boy. I think he'd be nice and tell everybody what he has on his mind. So you see what I'm saying right here? See how we just kind of make that come out a little bit? That's all we were trying to do. And I'll show you another thing that we'll do with that. Now, the next thing that you kind of want to do, and I think it'll help a bit with some of these guys is, first off, now you're going to have 12, 24, 48 of the models are going to be this, this, and this. And that's what I'm going to try to show you today. We're going to try to get each one of these done. So, boom. There's one that's all you need to take as far as to take it. I'm going to show you this one, and then I'm going to show you my man here. All right. So those are the 3 ones that we're going to really do. And then tomorrow we may even try to, I'll show you how everything will be done, because I'll just mow through it. There we go. Let's put that over there. And it goes pretty quickly, to be honest with you. Where the heck is her hair? Okay. Xandri Dust is perfect. Okay. Do I need to set up a VIP pass for Tina for Gen Con? Wasn't sure if I was only kidding, really. No, she's not coming to Gen Con. Unfortunately. Tina just cannot make it this year. Maybe next year. But then again, I may not be there next year. We'll just take things. Or we could use a Baylor Brown. I think a Baylor Brown would be nice for her hair. All right, let's go with it. Let's go with it. If we're going to be dangerous, let's be a little dangerous. All right, so we're going to take this straight out. I'm going to put it over here. I wash this thing constantly, and I know you guys can't see it because I'm using it over here. But, okay, there we go. So I'm going to see how this Baylor Brown goes on her hair. And she's really got some... Yeah, that'll work. And we really want to accent her hair a bit. But we're not going to be done with it right there. Alright. She's got a little bit that comes up in there. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. And we'll do a couple of her. Because we got a couple ready. So this nice little Baylor Brown kind of gives a nice accent to her hair. Almost gives her a blondish type of look, but that's not what we're going for. And you'll see how we're going to darken that up very shortly. So we're going to just work her hair here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And in the meantime, we'll work on a few other things that we're working on. Particularly her. She's another one that, she's all black. So we really kind of want to make her stand out. And that's what we're going to try to do. Because, you can get very lost in that black. All right, let's do another one here. Well, we got her. Yeah, okay. And you'll see that even though this isn't perfect, it'll turn out all right. Just got to trust me sometimes. So we're going to take a little bit of that Baylor Brown. This is just a quick way to do it and a beginner way to do it. I mean, you can pull some detail out of here. But listen, let's be honest. All right? A lot of us aren't expert painters. And, painting is a hobby unto itself. And some people really enjoy it. Some people want to paint their stuff because they just want to bling up their game. Sometimes it can be a little bit relaxing, but it can also be frustrating too. So I'm always going to show you the quickest way that you can get it done so you don't get frustrated. Okay? And that's what I try to do. I try to make this easy for everybody. Alright, so we all can do this together and enjoy this wonderful, wonderful hobby. What I do need, Chad, is I got to get a hold of Aldi because we got a test going on Twitter tomorrow, and I got to reset the cameras because the thing I'm going to be painting is pretty big. So I'm telling you right now, Wednesday is going to be a lot of fun. I think everybody's going to enjoy it, and we're going to do it live. I'm going to try something that I haven't tried before. Not so much that I haven't tried before, but I'm just going to wing this and see what we come up with. Okay, there we go. So we got two of our girl here. Ready to go? I could probably do another one while we're talking here. What time is it? Oh, we got time. We got time. We've got time. Right? We've got time. We've got time. The thing is today, tomorrow, I think it's either tomorrow or Thursday I'm going to be back and we're going to finish up Brook City. I'm going to call this one Part 1. And we're going to get all the main stuff. I mean, I'm going to show you the main bulk. That's what I'm doing right now, is showing you the main bulk of what you're going to be painting. Because, like I said, 12, 24, 36 there of the models are these three people. And then you got your heroes and stuff like that. But, you know, you don't have to paint all your heroes right away. You do want to get your villains, though, done, because they are going to be a main part of your story that you're going to be playing out. And, you know, you're going to have to put these guys out. And if you're going to play with painted miniatures, you want to have at least your generic bad guys all done. And get away with anything else. All right, there we go. All right, let's put that down there. Now, while we're waiting for that to dry a bit, we're going to come back over here a little bit. All right. Now this, you're going to have to be very, very, very smart in what you do here. All right. We're going to take some Newell oil. All right. I know. There's another way to pronounce it. I know. All right. And this t-shirt, we just don't want this t-shirt to sit white. Okay. We're going to come over this t-shirt and we are going to, yeah, that's right. We're going to bring this t-shirt because I really want to bring out, listen, none of these guys have clean t-shirts. They don't look that good all the time. All right. So I'm going to come over and I really kind of want to sit this up a little bit. And you'll see what I'm getting at very shortly. Alright. And I want that to kind of really sit in there. Because it's going to have a purpose. Trust me. Trust me. Steve Park, how are you? Alright, we're going to put this guy aside. We're going to let him dry a little bit. Alright, and then we're going to come over here. And then we're going to work that in there a little bit. Now really just try to really work this around. You really don't want, this is one of those times that, yeah, you want it to get in the recesses, you want to create depth and all that, but you also don't want it to pool up and really be super dark and take over everything. Because we're going to go back over this with a little, there we go, let's get in there. And these guys are out causing crime. They're not going to be looking, you know, their best. They don't go home to their wives after being, you know, or their hideouts and say, hey, listen, you have some tide and can we get this done right? I mean, they're going to look better than what they look right now, but we're not going to worry about that right now. All right. Now, while we're doing that, why don't we take care of one of our girls here? And I think the way I want to go with her, something a little different. Well. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, a little dawnstone in the middle there will work just fine. Oh boy. And you know, we could do this with a couple things, but we're not going to. I mean, you know, some of those contrast paints too. All right, we want to be very, very Johnny on the spot here, because I want to come right in there. I want to break up that vest a little bit. I mean, she's got the nice jacket in there. Let's try to work that in there. Alright. Yep, there we go. Alright, so that's where we want to go with that. So we're going to put her off to the side. Meanwhile, where was I here? Kind of lost train of thought for a moment. Oh, that's what I have to get. Yeah, so, you know, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat here. Reichland Flesh Shade is not going to do it. No, that's not going to do it. Looking for, there we go, Agrath Earthshade, my all-time favorite. We use that up. And then, while we're waiting for these to dry a little bit, we can try to paint this other guy that I started working on too. A lot of this is just a lot, and I'm gonna go up top here for this, top down, and all I want to do is get his flesh. Should be back at some point here. Bum 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 bum. Yep, I should be live. All right. So, well, that was a disaster. Holy cow. Yeah, lightning hit just like outside there, and yeah, kind of shook the house a little bit. Nice. Yeah, what was I doing? Yeah, we were getting ready to do something. Yeah, I completely knocked everything out. You know, what are you going to do? It's just one of those things. So very quickly, I was going to do that. I could do that. Yeah. We're just going to make the best of it. You know, this has just been a hell of a day. And we're still waiting for that baby. Yeah, just one of those days. Rather have it today than tomorrow. That's for sure. Alright, so we're back doing our friend here. We're just going to finish him up real quick. And then let's see what we can do here. We'll try to kind of scoot through this. We might, like I said, we're going to do a part 2. So it'll probably be a lot better than what you're seeing today for doggone sure. Oh, for crying out loud! This is just not my day, huh? Hold on here. Just one of those days. Everybody has them. But that's why I leave this kind of stuff up, so you guys can see that it's just not, you know, everything doesn't go perfectly, okay? Everything doesn't go perfectly all the time. It's not like how you see on a lot of shows where you go, oh wow, how did that guy do that so perfectly? Well, it's called I edit. No, this is how real life is. Nothing's going to go perfectly. It's not going to go perfectly for sure. And sometimes you just have bad days, and this is just one of those bad days. And then you have great days, all right? You can't get discouraged. You have to just keep on working through it. That's the part that you learn, that you're going to learn very quickly, that you just kind of work through it. And everything comes together. And that's what's most important. It's not going to be perfect. You're not going to have perfect miniatures. You're not going to have perfect this every single time. There's some people that are just gifted. And that's just the way it is. Look at my boy here. Alright. Kanatabi. Alright, so we got another good guy. That's cool. Alright. Nothing in life is guaranteed. You're not going to wake up that morning and go, hey, I'm going to have the best day ever. Well, I think fate has a way of determining whether you're going to have that great day or not. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you don't. Alright. So, let's take a little bit of this Agrath Earthshade. And what we want to do with this is we want to take care of all our flesh tones on all our characters. So I'm going to go over her hair as well, because that's a huge selling point, and I want to try to bring out some of that face, because she's got a really decent face there that we can work with, and I'll show you guys in a second here. And we want to bring out her midsection because she got a belly button. They decided to put it in there. That's all right. You're going to put it in there. We're going to bring it out. And down the back here, down the back of her arms, the back of her there. All right, perfect. All right, that's all we're looking to do. I'll show you after I get the other three done here. All right, and all we want to do, again, like I said, we're just adding, we're building detail in here, and we're using what they're allowing us to have, what the model has. You know, has a little bit of facial detail, then let's use that to enhance that model and bring that model out. All right, let's go to the side view here. We're gonna try to finish up strong here. We're gonna try. Not guaranteeing. It's been a little bit of a rough day here, but that's all right. We'll get through it. All right. You want to move that wash around. Don't let it sit. Don't let it sit. Move that wash around. If you got a little in the front here, move to the back. Alright, get it on those shoulders, move it around. There we go. See what I'm saying? See how it brings out a little bit more detail? That's all we want to do. That's all we do. Alright, there we go. And we're going to come over here, do the same thing with her again, but we're going to go with our gangster guys too. Now tomorrow we're going to see a lot more done, and I probably can get this game pretty much done tomorrow, and we'll try to do it all live. Alright, but we'll be ready for this weekend, because I really want to try to get this to the table and give this a nice little go. The Sadler Brothers were nice enough to get me a copy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I paid for it, but you know, we asked because we knew this was they were going to sell this thing out quickly, and Pete was very nice to say, hey, can you make sure my boy Rob, you know, he'll be there first thing in the morning, gets one? And they said, yeah, we'll make sure of it. And I promised them, I said, hey, listen guys, I'm going to try to do this up as well as I can. Just have a little faith in the old boy here. Alright, boom. Alright. Now we want to be very careful here. This is kind of one of those tricky ones. So you want to get in that wrist area there. And then we kind of want to just work his face here. Being careful not to hit his nice white shirt. See? See how that just brings a little bit extra there. That's all you got to do. It's just the little things sometimes, the little details that really shine. Do the same thing here. Just a little bit, just a tiny bit of wash can go a mountain. And don't worry about getting it on his hair either. Alright, boom, boom, boom. See, you can even put it over his hair to try to bring out a little bit, you know, a little bit of a darker gray type of look if you wanted to. See how that works? But we want to make sure that we get it in his face And we just work it in there. All right, that's all we're trying to do. Bring a little depth. Boom. And then our criminals here. Well, we can't leave them out, can we? No, we cannot. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to use this, but you're going to see how this is all going to make sense. Right now, it doesn't look that great, but just trust me. I have a little faith in you, old boy, here. Tomorrow, you'll see exactly what I was trying to accomplish by getting the base on there, darkening, and then working our way out. We're always working our way out of a mess. Seems, yeah, out of a mess. Alright, you see how that kind of just gives them a little bit more depth? That's exactly what we're looking for, folks. That's right. That's all we're looking for. A little bit of depth here. And same thing here. Just work it in there. Boom, boom, boom. And it takes a little bit longer, yeah. But it's worth it in the end, especially when it all comes out and comes together very nicely. It'll do exactly what... Oh, that was almost a little bit too much. Just know your limits. Know your limits. Know your role. Alright, and just work that in there. There we go. And you'll see where we'll bring this guy out a bit and then all of a sudden brighten him up a little bit. A little hard. A little hard. Boom, boom, boom. Our girl here. She's another one. Alright? Where this nice wash really works in here. We're going to work it into our hands. Come on, come on. We can work it into that area there. Alright. But you're going to see also, again, how we kind of lighten all this up. And we bring some depth that, we really try to pull some detail out here. Alright. That's exactly where we want to be with her, too. Alright, we're going to let that dry, too. Well, thank you, Godzilla Lover. I don't think they're looking that great, but I'm not happy until we get to that point. Alright. And my man here. Again, this is about just taking your time. This guy's cool, too. This is I forgot what his name is. We've got a few more heroes that we're going to be working on tomorrow. But we've got something big tomorrow, and I've got to do a kind of a test tomorrow too on Twitter. So you want to make sure that you see, maybe you get a sneak peek of what's coming up on Wednesday. And you're really going to want to be, I mean, of course you guys will see what's going to happen on Wednesday, because I'll make the thing ahead of time. See, that's what it's all about, is just kind of getting those washes in there to work in there, and and then just mowing through these guys. That's what it really comes down to, just mowing through these guys. Now we'll build our way out. Unfortunately, we lost some time there, but I think we're going to do a part 2 tomorrow, and then I'll show you how this all comes together. And our main concentration today was on these 3 figures. We still have a few things. We gotta, put our lead belcher for the things. We gotta put our gold chains on. Really just sell these guys a little bit there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's try to. Oh, whoa, Rob. Okay, there we go. So you see what we're trying to do, what we're trying to accomplish. These are our 3 characters. There's 36 of these, and really easy to do. The main thing is taking your time and building it the way you want to, and then build in and then outwards, and you'll see exactly how we're going to go about doing that. If you saw how I was doing it, it wasn't anything too complicated, and then boom, here we are. These things are pretty quick to get done. So that's where I think we're going to end this today. All right. Tomorrow's another day. I'll show you how this all comes together. You'll see all 36, and then I'll show you what I needed to do to finish that out. Then we'll get these characters done tomorrow. We'll get we'll start working on some of these vehicles, and then we're going to be ready to play this game. And that's what's most important, is being ready to play this game for this weekend. Might be two more, might be another one, might be a third part, but Wednesday is dedicated to something else. You guys will see what I'm talking about. And we'll really give it a good go, and we'll have a lot of fun. That is for sure. I can guarantee that. And we'll try to bring more of this out there. And we'll just take our time. Like I said, not an easy thing. Thanks for answering my question, and keep up the good work. Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming back and hanging in there, even though we lost a little bit of power. Everything will be fine. It's just one of those days. And this is the beginning of a paint session that we are going to see. I got to fix this thing. It was sitting the wrong way, and it kind of molded, but we'll take care of that. It's just one of those things, one of those days. But I promise you this, when we get this done, this is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be fun because it's going to be painted and ready to go. Why don't I go up top instead of looking at these figures all the time? So we'll get it. We'll get there. We always do. The main thing is I gotta prime something, and I gotta tape it tomorrow, because it's going to show on Wednesday morning. Then you're going to see it painted on this channel Wednesday afternoon, and then on Wednesday evening. So we're going to try to do it all in one day, and it's going to be pretty impressive. It's something you're going to want to see, and I'm going to do it the hard way, because there's a very easy way to do this, but I'm going to do it a harder way, because it's going to be an example for you guys to see things how they're done. All right, listen. Love you all. We're getting there. These will come up and come out a lot better, I promise you. Stay tuned for part 2. I've never steered you wrong. Okay? Hope you have enough primer. Yes, I did. I went and bought 2. You'll see. You'll see how this all goes. I'm going to have to take this camera and tape it all. All right, so tomorrow's never guaranteed, but we're going to do our best to be here tomorrow. Everything is hinging on this girl, the baby girl coming. So Thursday is the cutoff. The 18th, they're going to induce her. So either way, so we have a window. If that's the case, I'm not going to go into work on Thursday and Friday. We're going to wait for my granddaughter to come. And what's going to happen is I'm going to paint until she comes. So that might be a day where I'm painting 10 hours straight. And once I get the call, then we'll sign off. Then I'll pick up my mother-in-law and we'll head to the hospital. I said it all. Tomorrows are never guaranteed. Be nice to somebody. Be nice to this horrible paint job that you see so far, but be nice to it right now, because it just might be nice back to you when it's done. And always remember, you may be just one person to this awful world, and it can be awful. But to one person, you may be the world, and you guys are my world. And I can't thank you enough for being part of this channel. This means the world to me. And I enjoy spending time with you each and every day I get to turn on this camera. So we will see you tomorrow when we do part 2. And I think you really like what we're going to do and how we're going to finish this all up. I'm hoping to be finished with this. All right, I've talked enough. Sorry for the power outage. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll just take it from there, step at a time. Take it easy, guys.